this wonderful Sunday in January. Let's get started here. 35 challenges queued up. We're using that random challenge button. First game against Volko opens with e4. Okay, let's start with the Sicilian. Pretty good player here, 2132. Wing Gambit. I'm going to play a move that I played recently in one of my games on one of my videos. Okay, d3. White's insisting on gambiting the pawn, so I guess I will oblige them. Hello, No Joke Chess, also Deacon1. How are you both doing today? Greetings to all of our YouTube viewers as well. Uncooked Bert. Hello, Queso Fresco. Also, John Stevenson. Okay, let's develop this here. Ugagi Chessmate. Also, Joe Arredondo. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. This is the official Lichess channel, indeed. The lichess.org Twitch channel, and also on YouTube, the official channel. Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube. On Twitch, of course, subscribing is optional. It's a nice thing to do to support the community, but by no means required. What's the YouTube link? Someone can drop it in the chat. There we go. Nice little command for it. Okay, let's castle here. I don't see White really getting much compensation out of this, I got to be honest, because normally in these wing gambit positions, White's hoping to get the bishop to a3 early on, create some problems for the black king, and that really hasn't happened here. So I'm pretty happy with the developments. Let's come back. Okay, lots of chess action going on, right? White Ganze just started. This is a long holiday here in the US, so I know a lot of people are playing tournaments over this holiday weekend. You have this same wallpaper? Oh, yeah, I knew I would get some questions on that. Let me drop the link in the chat just in case you guys want to use this. So some of you may not know. I don't know if I can post this link on YouTube, but maybe one of the mods can if they want. Let me try. I might as well try. Oh, I actually can post it. Okay, cool. But basically, for your backgrounds on Lichess, there's the default options, right? So there's light, dark, dartboard. There's even a device theme now, which I haven't really explored, but you can actually put in your own theme if you want. If you have a URL you can link to that has an appropriately sized theme. So this is one that someone posted to Reddit a long time ago, and I've really liked it. I use it myself. Okay, could take that. Could also play knight f4. Definitely a tempting move here. Both options look pretty legit. Let's go knight f4. Expecting bishop f1. My opponent's playing pretty fast, so I need to keep that in mind. Let's go here. Did I watch Tata Steel? Yeah, I was watching the final game of the round right before I went live here. Ding versus Magsudlu. Okay, let's take that and then play maybe like rook over or how to get at the white position. Let's go here. Again, I feel like I need to make up some time. I'm behind on the clock, and my opponent seems tricky. But I like my position. I think my position should be winning. Okay, let's go here. Maybe I should have used the other knight, but whatever. I'm going to step here. Reinforce b4. Okay, now I think this should be good. Let's give a check. And take here, huh? Hit the bishop. Threaten checkmate. Go here. Just line up against this pawn. Should be pretty much crushing, but let's keep our wits about us here. I'm not going to take the bishop. I think it's better to go for this pawn. Although I did miss that capture is possible. Definitely still a winning position, though. Okay, that must lose. Take with check, and then pick up the queen. There we go. Let's pre-move it. Pre-move the capture. Ooh, that's a nice little checkmate. Double knight mate here to start this out. We didn't even need the queen's help. Cool one. All right. Thanks to my opponent for the game. I think the compensation just wasn't there. So, this wing gambit, definitely taking the pawn on b4 is best. But there is some theory that you got to know after a3. Was that checkmate before? Oh, on the previous move? Yeah, I could have done it the move prior. You're right. Well, I'm missing checkmates in one already. This is great for you guys' chances. I had to have it all. I had to take the queen and checkmate. But good point, Lopare. Yeah, so I just don't quite think the compensation was there for white in that game. Thanks to my opponent. And we already have a lot of challenges here. Anyone is free to challenge. It just has to be a 3-0 game. It can be casual or rated. And standard chess, no variance. You guys know the drill. Hello, Justin L. Also, Van Venom, like that checkmate. Very good. Awesome. Okay, we'll play here. Playing the Dutch defense. One of the more requested openings that I get when people are asking about a line. Like, hey, can you play this variation? People love the Dutch. What's up, Blind Spotter? All right, I'm just playing in classical Dutch style. Now, I think, good chance that white tries to go for e4. And this is where this knight e4 move is pretty annoying for white. I've got it anchored by the pawn and the bishop. We're stopping white from pushing through in the center with e4. Looks nice. Yeah, and that capture was natural, but now white is forked. It may not be super simple, though, like knight e5. Perhaps white could have set up queen h5. Now, Epic J, do not miss the bishop sitting here. I don't think that they will, because they didn't take my pawn. They saw that the bishop was defending. So I doubt Epic J will blunder the queen. Hey, Justin, yes, I will be watching the Vikings game today. I will indeed after this broadcast. Hello, Mohammed, as well. Also, Ahmad. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Who's leading Tata Steel? I actually didn't check the standings. I know Magnus won today. Sorry if that's a spoiler. So he's on 1.5 out of 2. I don't know if there's any players on 2 out of 2. I would doubt it. But probably a few on 1.5. Let's go here. And the Challenger section, I've barely been paying attention to that yet. Tata Steel is a long event. So settle in. This tournament will be going for a while. What is it, like 13 rounds or something? 14 players? Hello, West. Happy Sunday to you as well. Also, Kenny and Hecklar. Hecklar, I have not watched the video yet, by the way. Just to front run your question. Even though it's 2023, I haven't watched it yet. Magnus first, Norderbeck second. Norderbeck also has 1.5, though, right? Okay, let's give it a check. Interesting play here by white. I kind of like this, what white's doing. Looking to open this bad boy up a little bit. Okay, I probably would have stepped this way, even though it's in the line of fire. Here, I feel like, I can take on d5. I can play bishop a6 maybe if I want to look to swap. I actually kind of like this move. I think I'm going to go for it. Because my bishop's kind of blocked here anyways. I could try to set up some sort of mate on f2, but I'm feeling just the immediate bishop swap. Anish, Norderbeck, and Magnus all on 1.5. Got it. Thank you, Agent. Big shout out to Lichess for putting this on every week. Lichess plays. Always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. John, ever dabbled with the Mangiarini Gambit in the Sicilian? I can't remember what that gambit is. Can you tell me the move order? I've heard of it before, but I don't remember the move order. Good afternoon, Michael. Yeah, Ding was still playing his game at the moment that I went live against Magsudlu. He had rook and 3 pawns against rook and bishop. It was looking like a draw, though. He was trying to press for the win, but it was looking almost certainly like a draw. Hey, thank you, Mad Catter. What's up, Belgian Novice? Hey, good to see you in the chat. Cheers. The games are being carried on Lichess. Lopari just dropped a link. If you're interested, the Tata Steel games, that is, from both the Masters section and the Challengers. Oh, and my opponent resigns. Queen E3, resignation. Maybe didn't have to resign, but that time was getting pretty low. So, yeah, I could take here. I might have brought this up, too. Thanks for the game, Epic J. So, I think the way you played, while solid, is a little limiting the structure, because the big issue is your dark square bishop. Getting that bishop into the game. That is challenging. So, probably, let's say right around here, I would have done something like b3 and bishop b2. Forgo the plan at e4. Maybe put that on the back burner. It's like a nice to have, but you're realistically probably not going to be able to achieve it. So maybe go for this bishop development instead of that. Because it is tough once the knight jumps in. I mean, you're by no means lost or anything, but definitely can't take with the knight in view of that fork. Okay, thanks for the game. Here we go. Against Moes, 1672. Let's play d4 in this game. Thank you, TF Moraes. My pleasure, my pleasure. Play the bird opening. I can perhaps work in a bird today. How to play. So my username is Fins. There's also a command on YouTube, or maybe one of the mods can put in the chat. I think my opponent's not here, so we're going to have to abort this game. You can always re-challenge later. Okay, PL. I remember we played. We played one game before. Good luck to you. Hello, Chris. Yeah, we're working with a different background today. Hope you guys like it. Go c5. Okay, now on e3, I was going to play knight d5, which is a line that FIDE master Nate Solon actually has a study on. Shout out to Nate. He's a Lichess plays streamer as well from time to time. But he has a study on Lichess about this line. It's kind of interesting, like e3, knight d5, anti-London weapon, if you're interested to look into it. Okay, b3. Now, this creates a certain weakness here on this diagonal, so I'm going to try to go for the fianchetto of the bishop. Let's take this. Hello, Tien Khan. Yep, go here. Now, I think white has to be very careful here. It looks like something bad could happen on this diagonal. Maybe I shouldn't have even taken on b5 yet. Might have been better to keep the tension, but Lichess looks completely different with this background. Yeah, I admit it can throw you a little bit. Yeah, so knight c3, I wasn't seeing an immediate discovery that worked. So I'm happy to play like this, but now I do have knight e4. I'm just thinking if I want to go for it directly. Yeah, I probably do. I'm going to do that, and we'll play for this rook on a1 is the point, because the white queen is no longer defending the rook. What are your thoughts on Eric Rosen? Well, I mean, he's kind of a menace to society, that guy. He should be kept under lock and key. Just like Aaron Nimzovich said about pass pawns. You really got to watch him. Nah, Eric is great. Yeah, he's actually at the Charlotte Open right now. Shout out to the Charlotte Chess Center, guys. That's another tournament you can follow in the watch tab under broadcasts. So he's doing some lectures. And I don't think those are publicly available, but I know he is there. If you happen to be at the tournament or checking out the games, you may bump into him. Thank you, Lopare, linking the tournament there. Oh, yeah? Oh, that was you, No Joke Chess? Are you at the tournament right now? Ah, got it. Okay. Yeah, so Eric was using, I presume, the Lichess study tool to do some of his lectures, which is pretty cool. All right, let's go here. We're just up a massive amount of material now, just trying to convert this position. Knight d7. Now, if white castles, they're going to lose the knight on d2. Is the problem. Take here. Too much material. Everything dropping. This move hurts too, because the rook is lost. Or the bishop is lost. There's a show on Netflix in which Lichess appears for a few seconds. Interesting. I have not heard that. Tell us more. Okay. PL did not take because that would have resulted in mate. But the game is in its last throws here. Hello, Apodictic. Hey, good to see you. All right. I'm trying to find a mate here, somewhat unsuccessfully. Let's just win the bishop. Oh, not taking my bishop. It's like white is hiding behind these pawns here. I need to get at their king. Should be made in a couple now. Made in 2. There we go. Thank you, PL, for the game. So, yeah, I think that b3 move, maybe you were trying to prevent me from advancing further or trying to discourage c4. That looks a little weakening. I don't think it's fatal or anything, but I think here you should probably play something along the lines of knight f3 or maybe knight d2, maybe a4 if you're going to push a pawn on the queen side, try to create some sort of weakness in my structure. b3, though, and especially this position, might still be okay, but you got to be very careful. Yeah, I like the engine suggestion, rook c1. That makes a lot of sense. Get off of this diagonal and hopefully then try to catch up in kingside development. e3 or e4, knight f3, bishop e2, castle. You are behind in development, but I think first things first, take care of this situation. You played b3 to play c4. That does make sense. Yeah, I just don't think you quite have the luxury for this plan. Honestly, though, I don't think I played it correctly. I probably should have played this directly. You're spending a lot of moves building your position when that diagonal down towards your rook is weak. So I'd try to speed up your development a little bit in the opening. Thanks for the game. Okay, we're up to 69 challenges. Nice. Okay, WX. Good luck to you. Let's play e4 in this one. Hello, Kathleen. Says thank you for streaming. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so the show that Igloo Kid is referencing, are you there, WX, by the way? Apparently not. All right, let's go on to the next one. Cartman's Ghost. The show that Igloo Kid was referencing where Lichess appears is called Trapped. Trapped. It's an Icelandic noir police procedural. I think I've actually seen part of that show. Igloo Kid says, I sent screenshots and timestamps to Tebow 2 years ago. He was pretty excited. One of the main characters is a police officer who plays chess when bored. That's funny you say that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched that show maybe for like 15 or 20 minutes. You can tell it really had a lasting impact on me. But no, that's really cool. I'm going to have to check that out again if we can get the timestamps. All right, so here we have a Colle system. Is it Colle or Colle? I never know. It's like this, Colle. I never know if it's Colle or Colle. I think someone told me one time, but I forgot. It's an opening I feel like most everyone pronounces it Colle, at least from what I've heard in the US at tournaments. but I think Colle is perhaps correct. Elkino says, yeah, it's pronounced Colle. That doesn't help. You didn't actually give the phonetics of it. Sam says, I think it's Colle, like Coal. Mm-hmm. Like Perk and Pearts. Yeah, that one's famous. It is pronounced Pearts. Almost as if it were P-E-E-R-T-S. Colle is from Belgium, so it probably has the French pronunciation, Colle. Mm-hmm. We're going to need an authority in here. Hi, John. Can you explain why my analysis shows Stockfish 11 and yours shows 15? Yeah, so my understanding is Stockfish, unless it's like a cloud position, actually runs on your local machine. And there's some people in the chat who are way more familiar with this. I want to say, depending upon the position you're looking at, like if it's something that's in Lichess's cloud analysis for a higher version of Stockfish, that will appear. But I think largely it runs on your machine, like whatever version you have as a default. Zuckertort is a little easier. Yeah, the Colle Zuckertort system. We can't forget about Mr. Zuckertort. Yeah, he's also associated with this line. Chat GPT claims it's Colle. Well, that adds an interesting twist. Colle. Okay, this looks a little cramped. I wonder if I can exploit this somehow. Like knight here? Yeah, knight here looks pretty good. Let's do it. And then I was thinking b5. b5, there is rook c3, though. Looks so awkward for Cartman, but maybe playable. Okay, how about bishop g6? I think this is a reasonable compromise. Let's go here. Take, take. I get the fork on the two rooks. Otherwise, I'm probably knocking out that dark square bishop. So I think Cartman's looking for ways to escape this dilemma. Like maybe queen c3. Not looking too hot, though. Yeah, that probably was the best move. That being said, I wonder if I can bait him into playing d5. But my knight is under attack twice, so probably I shouldn't get fancy. Let's go here. And then what now? Let's go here. Yet again, we're talking about Chat GPT. We were talking about that last week too. I can tell you one thing. Lichess is much cheaper to run. Much, much cheaper to run on a daily basis than Chat GPT, which I think is costing something like $3 million a day. But evidently it's raised tons of money, and they're kind of looking at that as development costs to prepare for Chat GPT-4 or whatever. Gathering further data for that. Okay, thanks for the game, Cartman's Ghost. I think the position was kind of awkward for you from the beginning. Like maybe since right around here, I would say taking with the pawn would be ideal compared to taking with one of the pieces. Yeah, the engine pretty clearly prefers that b takes c4. Because if you take with one of the pieces, this pawn is isolated, and I gain the use of the d5 square as an outpost. So if I were to pinpoint one move where things start to turn against you, it would probably be that. How old are you? Are you asking me? I am 36. It's sad, I know. But I still feel good about my chess. You have a long runway in chess. So don't worry if you're a little older. You got plenty of runway for improvement. Yeah, I think this position, especially with time dwindling for you, is just difficult. So I hate to boil the game down to one non-tactical mistake, but I do think this is actually pretty significant here. Make sure you take back with the pawns. This is the so-called hanging pawn structure. It can be strong or weak depending upon how it's used. It's really kind of an in-between structure. But I think make an effort to go for that, Cartman, in the future. All right, let's do this again. We're up to 79 challenges now. Can we break 100? OG, let's do it. Let's play a bird for the crowd. Hey, good evening, Akash. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube. We're over 100 viewers on YouTube now, 117 watching. How many do we have on Twitch? Let's check it out. I need to refresh. Excellent. 168. Okay. H6. All right, let's play G3. Wonder if H6 is played to try to discourage knight G5. I wonder. But I'll play like in reverse Leningrad style. So this is very similar to a Leningrad Dutch. If you're not a GM by age of 14, it's time to give up chess. You know, I was thinking about it today, and I felt this way for the past several years. But with the rise of just so many young kids getting so good at the game, I have even higher conviction. To me, it's much more impressive these days if I see an adult who just kills it in terms of improvement. You know, kids at this point, the under 18 cohort, we just kind of expect that they're going to be good at chess. Their minds are just so fast. They have all these resources at their disposal. Digital learning has never been easier, no matter where you are. It's an expectation at this point. But you adults watching this, I really want to see what you guys are capable of when it comes to chess improvement. That's why on Twitter, there's a pretty active, they call it the Chess Punks group. It's a group of self-described adult improvers. And they like motivate each other. And a lot of them play on Lichess too. Like I'm waiting for that person who learns chess as, I don't know, a 30-plus year old and becomes a master. That would be so cool to see. I would buy their book instantly. I would pre-order it. Neuroplasticity at that young age is really a superpower. They need to nerf it ASAP. Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to compete with that, right? Those of you who got into the game at a young age probably know. Like your brain just processes patterns and is capable of learning so efficiently. I think chess is a lot like language in that regard. You know, like you can be a well-educated adult and pick up a language in adulthood, but you're probably always going to have an accent. Whereas kids, obviously, they can pick up a language and have virtually no accent, especially if they learn from a young enough age. Neil Bruce will pull it off or die trying. Yeah, shout out to Neil. He's one of the originators of the Chess Punks group. Oh, yeah, shout out to Hanging Pawns as well. Stepan. He's an amateur player from Croatia. I think he's around 2,000 FIDE. I think he records all his content on Lichess. Like everything I've seen from him is recorded on Lichess. He has an awesome channel. He's getting up there in subscribers. I think he's got like 180,000 subscribers or something. And he is a guy who's trying his absolute best to improve and dedicating his life to doing so. If chess is a language, do you think late learners will have an accent? I guess I mean that in terms of like their theoretical cap. But again, I'd like to see some examples where that's actually turned on its head because I'm not sure it's impossible for an adult to become a master or something. Learning the game a little later in life, it's just never really been done. There's very few examples. There's some examples of like GMs who have learned the game in their late teenage years, or I think in their early 20s. But with people living longer and longer too, I think it'd be really interesting to see that like just breakthrough case for an adult player of someone who knocked it out of the park improvement wise. Maybe even became a title player. Um, I'd say 30 plus would be a good kind of age for what like I'm most interested in that regard. But could be someone in their 40s too. That would be even more impressive. How about 50s? Okay, thanks for the game, OG. So you're under pressure early on in this one. You did this quick exchange of the bishop for the knight. I'm not sure I'm thrilled about that. Also, the h6 move that you played on move 2, probably an unnecessary move. I wasn't planning on going knight g5 anytime soon. But the move that really killed you was knight takes e5. Your knight was by no means trapped. You had at least 2 squares to go to here. So maybe you panicked. Maybe you saw these pawns coming at you and just got your wires crossed or something, but you did spend a lot of time there. But no shame in playing knight e8 here. Okay, thanks for the game. Vinny Botnick, good luck to you. Work and school get in the way? Absolutely. Yeah. You probably just need to be rich. You might have a point. FIDE gives more rating to kids winning games. Does it have a factor? I think FIDE does have a K factor for certain age groups. Yeah, like the younger age groups. I believe that is true. And your K factor is also based on your rating. So like my FIDE rating is above 2400, so I have a lower K factor, meaning my rating won't go up and down as fast. But below 2400, it can. All right, let's see what Vinny throws at me here. I like to play rook b8 in these positions. This is kind of like that game against PL where this bishop came out here pretty early, but maybe I can create some problems. Like now, beware, rook takes b2 is a massive threat. Wow, Kenny says, I'm 41 and I got to regularly play chess a few months ago. I got to 1700 on Lichess, but there's absolutely no chance for me to become a master. I mean, that's really, really good. But I'm going to guess that you have a chess background. Like you maybe played as a kid. You probably didn't come into the game completely cold at age 41. But that's still great progress. Mark Twain didn't write Huck Finn until he was 49. Cezanne's later works were during his 60s. Oh, yeah. Yeah, literature, art. I mean, those are domains where you could argue that for certain creations, it's actually better if you're older. The experience matters a lot. But chess, mathematics, they definitely skew young. Okay, Vinny's doing pretty well here. I got to figure out how to blow up this position. Trying to create some problems. I really want to go d5. Let's do it. It looks interesting. I'm going to try to get this bishop here to f5 with tempo, and we'll go from there. And Kenny does confirmed, played as a kid. Yes, I've noticed this with my own students. I work with a ton of adult students. Probably like 95% of my students are adults these days. Whereas I used to work with a ton of kids, but kind of gravitated towards the adult players over the years. And okay, I should have gone bishop d3. What I've noticed is the adults who did learn the game at a young age, they almost always seem to do better. Like they have better chess improvement outcomes than those who like get into it completely cold as an adult and like learn it as an adult. I think there's something to be said for even just like playing casually, classic thing like, oh, I played in school a little bit. And that's why I think like a breakthrough case would be even more impactful because I want to see someone who turns the paradigm on its head that you have to have learned chess at a young age to really excel. What maximum level of students do you work with? Well, I wouldn't say there's really a maximum. My highest rated student I've ever had was Andrew Tang, who's now a grandmaster. And I was working with him up till around the time he was in IM, which is my title. So the higher rated students are definitely more work. Like it's really, really interesting working with someone who's basically like a peer of yours. But naturally, you gotta continually present challenging material for them and continue to push them. You might notice that it takes years to reach the point of not dropping pieces randomly. Yeah, and many of us are still working on that. Raise your hand if you're still working on that. I know I am. Okay, this is looking good. I want a piece. Vinny was defending that well in the opening, though. I was impressed. Okay, Igloo Kid coming with the information. Love to see that. So they were talking about that show, that Icelandic show, Trapped, where Lichess appears. So it's season 2, episode 9, at 10 minutes and 50 seconds. He says, recommend turning off subtitles. This is legit knowledge. Recommend turning off subtitles because you might run into a massive spoiler in the next scene. Incidentally, also recommend watching the show, my favorite TV show of all time, perhaps right after Sopranos. Okay, I might have to give it another watch because, as I said, I think I turned it off after about 15 or 20 minutes. But if you say so, Igloo, I'm gonna watch it again. All right, thank you, Vinny, for the game. Let's see where things fell apart for you. I definitely think I should have played this move here to stop you from castling because I have sacrificed a pawn at this point. And I think you were completely justified in just getting your king to safety. That said, this position's still pretty uncomfortable for you. But I feel like there should be a way out somehow. I mean, maybe here, like this did blunder the knight. Thing is, like, what exactly am I threatening here? Probably nothing for the moment. Maybe like this is the threat. This position looks key. Let's see what the computer thinks. Rook d1. Wow, it really wants you to huddle up here. But it does say black is better. Yeah, maybe the compensation is pretty significant, actually. Wow, it actually doesn't even like bishop d3. Bishop d3 is not even... Okay, now it's in the top 5 moves. But it says queen a6, another way to try to stop castling, rook bc8. It might be the case that this is actually just a good break with d5. Yeah. It does approve of this. I feel a little guilty about this, that the engine likes my idea. I want it to dislike my idea, because I feel like I was just throwing it out there without particular effort. But the engine is rewarding me. That doesn't always happen. Yeah, I think the position is kind of tough for you. So maybe your opening strategy can be rethought. In general, you don't want to take on c6 in these positions when black can take towards the center and control the d5 square. This is like a good version of like an English, or there's some Sicilian vibes. Thank you for the game. Let's keep going here. Up to 77 challenges. I guess we're down a little bit from 79, but that's okay. Okay, good luck. Hyun Oh. Hyunwoo Oh. Good luck to you. 12-16. Somebody knocked me down. I'm 2602. I do not like being low 2600s. I want to be high 2500s. I want to be a strong 2500. Ah, my pleasure. Very kind of my opponent. Yes, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Okay, I think against this, it's actually best to go back. Avoid allowing black to double their pawns, but accelerate their development. You need to be a high 2600. Yeah, that'll take some work. I don't think I'm going to be doing it in Lichess plays. Certainly not today. But if you guys want to message some of the grandmasters on the site, telling them to challenge me for Lichess plays, maybe it can happen. Except Stafford. Yeah, it's kind of similar to the Stafford Gambit, isn't it? The knight c6 move. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Martin. That was you. Yeah, thanks for the game. I do appreciate it. Let's take this. It's definitely daunting to just step in there when your number's called and you got to perform in Lichess plays. What kind of rating on Lichess plays before you concentrate on the game? Oh, interesting. So you're asking, like, when do I start to be careful? I'd say around 1800. But I'm always being vigilant, even if it looks like I'm kind of just tossing moves out there. Like, I'm trying my best. But 1800 plus, that cohort, I do try to focus even more because those players can knock me off. Like, I lost to a 1900 a couple weeks ago. Hey, Duffman Chess says, strong IM is better than weak GM. That's correct. That's correct. Let it be known. Yeah, Sali Bovic. That was the player who beat me the other week. Shout out to Sali. Okay, let's play bishop d2. So this looks kind of passive, right? But I'm up a pawn. I have the two bishops. I'd say most importantly, I have two center pawns to my opponent's none. So I very much like that situation. Black has no pawn play to speak of. They kind of need like a flank pawn coming up. So if black can play like c5 here, that would be ideal. But of course, they're blocked for the time being. Maybe they're going to try to get that going, though. Let's go here. I'm going to try to arrange this. Okay, this is also hanging, though. So maybe I pick that pawn off. Shall we? Let's do it. That needs to go on a shirt or something. Yeah. I think I should make some merch related to that at some point. Like maybe adjust it for the amateur rating level a little bit. It could just be that simple, like strong 1100 and then like the greater than or less than symbol. Strong 1100 greater than low 1200. Or high 1100 greater than low 1200. Good idea. Let's go here. Make it 1499 greater than 1500. Yeah, that could be that simple too, couldn't it? Rook takes e7 looks saucy. Yeah, that did cross my mind for a second. Like there. If after bishop h6, I had a way to teleport this bishop here, or after bishop f8, if I could get it to h6, I would have gone for it. Maybe there was bishop d3 at that point. Would have been interesting. But okay, let's make sure we win this game. Let's take. Just going to start bringing my pieces into the game now. Up 2 pawns. Looking good. Hyunwoo has been playing okay here, but I think the pawn damage is limiting their chances to get back in the game. But you never know. All right. Let's restrict that knight. Give a check here. Oh, I also had bishop c4. That would have been stronger. But I think this is still plenty good. Actually, funnily enough, I'll have bishop c4 on the next move. So it didn't actually matter. What can I say? When you're an IM, guys, the tactics just work out like magic. You know? When you're a strong IM and not a weak GM, the tactics just flow. As natural as a baby smile. my opponent's going to mate themselves. Oh, maybe not. Okay, this is mate in 2, though. All right. Thank you, Hunwoo. Appreciate it. I just think this opening, this e5 gambit, probably not sound. Yeah, because it's hard to generate play in the center. If white takes on c6, I think black maybe has some claim to compensation because the bishops are open. It's going to be easier for black to mobilize here. But having played knight f3 a lot in the past, I have run into this gambit before, and I think this move back, playing the knight back to f3, is actually pretty good. Let's see what the computer thinks, though. Yeah, the computer senses no fear whatsoever. It says just take it. And if this, d3, okay. I can't say that would be at the top of the list of ways that I would play here. Actually, some real Stafford Gambit vibes out of this, right? Okay, thanks for the game. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, no problem, Cartman's Ghost. I see your message here, by the way. Okay, I think this person is trolling. I've never heard a 6-year-old use the word ameliorate. I can't even pronounce it. Ameliorate? That's a word I've only seen in print. I've never heard pronounced. All right, anyways. On to the next game. Domino, you're up. Let's play e4 in this one. Oh, my pleasure, Akash. Yeah, thank you for your kind message. Yeah. What's your rating at nowadays? Ameliorate. That's hard to say. Ameliorate. I'm still probably pronouncing it incorrectly. Okay, c3. I think against this, queen b3 is an idea. Trying to go after f7 and also b7. We're not going to play bishop takes f7 here, guys. That looks like a typical tactical idea, but that would actually run into queen takes g5 when the knight lands there. He just has that neuroplasticity. Yeah. Yeah, the 6-year-old with the vocabulary. As a 36-year-old, I can't compete. I can't even pronounce it. They're just saying it in Lichess chat, no problem. Okay, I want to take this pawn, but I also want to try to deliver mate here. I guess I could play this move. Let's go for this one. I'll try to hold off on this. Looks so tempting to take this, right? But that will lose. Yeah, exactly, Mad Catter. Proving my own point. Oh, there's really no mate here. No mate. Sad. Okay, I can try this, though. I'm going to check, and then I'm going to go here. John, do you play regularly on Lichess or just tournaments? When I'm playing on Lichess, I usually play arenas. I got to admit. I also play viewers, not only in Lichess plays, but sometimes I have streams where I play viewers. But I do love the arenas. I actually posted on Twitter several days ago. I found a video of the first Lichess tournament that I ever played. I think it was my first time literally playing on Lichess because my rating is 1500. It was 7 years ago, and it's a hilarious video to watch for me personally because I played so many of the arenas over the years. And the site looks awesome even back then, like 7 years ago. Still looks amazing. But it's funny, there were some people like telling me about the Berserk option, and they were warning me like, don't use the Berserk unless you really have to. It's usually just a bad idea. And I comment on that in the video. I'm like, I was told that berserking is a bad idea, so I'm going to try not to do it. And now I just berserk like all the time because I love it. Oh, yeah, I could get you guys the link if you want. It's like a digital time capsule. It's great. It's great. Ameliorate, meaning to turn into Amelia. Exactly. Yeah, that is the correct definition. Ameliorate our day by sharing the link. Maybe one of the mods can. Yeah. Okay, we're just converting this position against Domino. Up the piece. It's been tough for Domino throughout. This bishop's actually trapped, and therefore this rook is trapped. That's kind of a funny situation. I'm really trying to go for the complete lockdown here of the position. I do love the Berserk button. I'm sure many of you can relate. It's like, you know it's bad for you, but you just do it. Okay, this is almost like another two knights mate, but not particularly close, actually. Black has a couple different squares here. Let's go here. This bishop is still in prison. Okay, thanks for the game. Appreciate it, Domino. So I think in this one, this whole setup is like not the greatest. Knight c6 and then d6. You do lock in your dark square bishop. I would say if you want to play d6 early on, you should go ahead and play the Philidor. So playing d6 on move 2. Because combining them, it's unnecessary. You do face this a fair amount online, but you won't see the top level players playing this way. Yeah, and I think here, probably you have to be somewhat careful. Yeah, this is already plus 2.5. You did break the Ben Feingold rule about never playing f6. So that probably added to the problems here. Yeah, I think after this, it's honestly pretty tough. Queen h5. This also constantly threatened, your king position being really sketchy. You came up with some clever defenses, but yeah, I think the damage has been done. Okay, thanks for the game. Infinite Ocean. All right, we played a couple times. 2281. Infinite Ocean. Let's bust out the A repertoire. Knight f3. Hello, Obi Arnold. Greetings, everyone. We're not quite halfway through this stream today. We've still got more than an hour of blitz remaining. Make sure you get those challenges in. Challenge Fins, F-I-N-S. All right, we're transposing to a Slav. Still remember, that's the forget about it pawn. Indeed, yeah, the F pawn stands for forget about it. You want to usually forget about moving that pawn early on. Unless it's an intentional part of the opening, like the Dutch or something. All right, I'll play bishop f4. Sorry to those of you who hate the exchange Slav. I am going for it here. I have a pretty good record in this line. It can be played aggressively, by the way. It's a myth that the exchange Slav is always boring. By the way, I love chess improvement. I love talking about chess improvement. So anytime something goes through my head that's been helpful for me in the past or with students that I've had, I want to share it with you guys. A great way to find lines to play from one side, so with one color, is if you have trouble facing it with the other color. So, for many, many years, I played the Slav defense as black, and I always struggled against the exchange Slav. And there's another international master in my state who would always play the exchange Slav against me, and my record was pretty poor against him as black. Even though I know in theory the exchange Slav is fine, I just never quite felt comfortable trying to equalize down a half move. So what did I do? Like, after losing against it many, many times, I started playing it from the white side against people because I was like, there's got to be a reason this is tough. Like, even though I know the books say this is equal. And lo and behold, my results have been good with it. So if you consistently run into lines with one color that you might consider playing with the other color, I'd say just go for it. Just start playing it online. You might be surprised by how much you like it. Okay, let's post up the knight here, f4. But sometimes you hate it for both sides, like the French defense. Yeah, the French is a special breed of awkwardness. That's for sure. I don't think French players even like the French. It's like they're almost contractually obligated to play it, and they just continue to do so. I play bad against the Slav and with the Slav. Okay. We'll need to work on that, Sherlock. Ooh, tactics alert. I see a potential knight fork here. This is a big one in the exchange, Slav. Often happens when you have that posted up piece. Now, I think my opponent's going to go here and try to grab a pawn for it, which is understandable. Let's go ahead and take. King takes. Okay, can I snatch this pawn? Can I do it? I don't see why not. Let's go for it. Now, my queen will be a little ways away from civilization, to be fair. But I'm liking this knight's potential to maybe like jump in here, let's say. I got to watch the e3 pawn, though. E3 is kind of weak. Ooh, I have a sneaky idea. You guys like sneaky ideas, right? Let's go here. This might not be so good, but we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, I was trying to get knight takes d5 in. I really wanted to land that. But I think Infinite's Ocean's move is decent. I'm probably... Well, I don't know if I'm better here. Hard to say. Let's centralize. Go here. What's the material situation? It's actually... I'm down in material. No, it's equal material. They have a minor piece and multiple pawns. 2 pawns. Wait a minute. Check. All right, I'll buy it. Let's go here. Wait, what? Okay, I think he assumed I was going to check him on the back rank. Infinite Ocean had their eye on the clock. I think that's why they made that blunder. All right, thanks for the game, Infinite. Yeah, I think towards the end, you're probably fine. You might even be better here. Yeah. So maybe queen takes h7 was actually ill-advised. This g6 move is annoying. F5 breakthrough. That did cross my mind, but I didn't see what to do after this. Now knight takes d5? Really? Oh, because of e takes d5, queen takes f5, huh? Boom. Got it. So there is a way to break through here for white. I was kind of on the right track. In a blitz game, though, I was unable to find that. Knight takes d4 is a great shot. Opening up the attack down here. All right, I might have to mute the spectator room. Just toggle out of it. I think there's some attention-seeking individuals in there. Flexing their vocabulary. So we'll just click out of that for future games. Yeah, so I think black played fine. I actually think this whole 95 thing isn't that great. Like black can take and go here. And if I have to play f4, my dark square bishop isn't the best. So Infinite, I think you made some good decisions. Just got a little low on the clock and missed the whole knight d7 thing. Thanks for the game. Okay, Uncooked Bert. I recognize your username. I feel like we played before, but I guess not. Let's play in English here. Who taught you chess, and when did you start playing chess? I did indeed start playing at age 8. As who was that? Who said that in the chat? Someone knew that. Are you there, Uncooked Bert? And a friend of mine taught me at school. Shout out to my buddy Aaron. Oh, he might be back. Okay, I waited a little longer than normal there, but we got the game. But yeah, I learned chess completely by happenstance. It was not a planned thing. Like, hardly anyone in my family plays chess. My dad knows how to play, but I think we played maybe 2 games in my entire life and hadn't played up till that point. So I'm very lucky to have learned chess when I did. What's up with this move? Let's go here. Now, you can maneuver the knight. Like, this maneuver happens sometimes. But I don't know about knight d7. I haven't seen that before. Okay, let's go. Let's play f4. Well, f4, knight e5, but then I can play f4. Okay, let's go here. Now, this is what I did to another player earlier. Do you remember that Dutch game where I played knight e4 and this knight couldn't be captured? Okay, this is interesting, actually. Like here and then come here. So that is similar to what I did against that other player. Hold up. If there is this idea you have to watch out for. I'm just thinking if that's a problem here. I'm going to still do this. We'll still go for it. Okay, knight comes out. Now let's take. And then go here. So black has 2 knights connected to the d4 square. This happens a lot in these symmetrical English positions or Botvinnik English positions. I'm just going to continue my attack. I'm just going to try to play against uncooked Bert's king. Since you have started playing with Lichess plays, I could not once play against you. Is it really random? It is. It is random. I would be surprised if you've challenged many, many times and never got a game. Of course, I do apologize if that has happened, but eventually the algo will favor you. Let's take this way. This is getting interesting. Oh, do we need some mod help in the Twitch chat? Maybe Lopare or No Joke can jump in if they're there. All right, let's go b3. I think it's just helpful to have a little more defense on the queen side. Block this rook. Support the c-pawn. Looks good. Take this way. Interesting position. I mean, I don't really know who's better here. I think my position's a little more comfortable. Black has some decisions to make in terms of the e-pawn, and somehow their king looks a little more open than mine. But it's double-edged. Unbalanced position. I am ahead on the clock, so we like that. Okay, bishop b7. Let's go here. Maybe take aim against this e7 pawn. Black has a bit of a logjam going on here. They call it the superfluous knight concept. So sometimes your knights can actually like compete for the same squares, and it may not be a favorable thing for you. Okay, e5. Let's take here. This is defended, so I don't think we have to worry about that. Now I'm going to plop this in here. We both have outposts that we're working with. Yeah, I just feel like this position is a little harder to play for black, but it might still, in theory, be fine. Black does have 2 connected pass pawns. In an endgame, that could be good for black, but we're in a middle game here. So all bets are off. Let's do this one. Open up the rook. You had superfluous knights in endgames today, and you barely drew. Yeah, interesting. So superfluous pieces are pieces that either you own or your opponent own of the same type, like 2 knights or 2 rooks, and they compete for the same squares. it's going to be knights or rooks because bishops, like being opposite colors, don't really compete for the same squares. Maybe knight f6 was stronger. Now black has 3 connected pass pawns here, but again, there's a certain weakness to them too. Very Swiss cheesy setup. How much do I care about that H pawn? Probably not much, because I can go queen g2. Oh, hold up. I shouldn't have allowed that check. I don't think it's fatal, though, fortunately. Queen g3, king h1. I was a little casual with that, though. If there was a discovered attack here, I might have been in trouble. Thanks for the game. Appreciate it, Bert. Really interesting one. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your prediction of the evaluation, let's say, like, right here, right when black played e5? Let me click this so we don't accidentally see. If you had to put a computer evaluation on this, like plus 0.5, minus 0.25, minus 1, what would you guys predict here? Oh, you've seen me in Okaboji? Wow, that's a throwback. I haven't played there in many, many years. That's a tournament in Iowa that I used to play. I probably haven't played it since like 2016. But thank you, Uncooked Bird. So that's you. You were playing in that event? All right, let's see. We got a lot of different guesses here. Seems like most people think black is better. I kind of agree. I think it's going to favor black. No. Again, guys, sometimes you're just on, you know, like I'm doubting myself. I shouldn't doubt myself. I'm totally kidding, by the way. This game has humbled me in many ways over the years, and it will humble you too if it hasn't already. So yeah, no, it does think white's better here. Surprising. Probably not the way I played it, though. If I had given you guys this position, those of you who said black's better would be correct. So it does not want me to take. It says take here. Actually, give black this square. Oh, but then take. No, not even. Bishop d5. You know, I think this is the type of edge. For all intents and purposes, this is dynamically balanced, I think. I don't really read into this plus half a pawn. This is too complicated. Like, not even in a classical game am I probably going to be nailing this exact continuation it wants me to play. And even then, the eval is probably going to change. Like, we already might be getting a downgrade. So, yeah, super duper complicated. Yeah, I mean, even my king h2 move at the end. Terrible decision. I should have played king h1. Had you played queen g3 in this position, Bert? And then the absolutely logical king f6. You're better here. You're much, much better. Probably because a lot of endgames even are bad for me. Yeah, it says this endgame is terrible for white, even though I'm up the exchange. It says I can pretty much resign in this endgame because these pawns are really dangerous. They're all connected and passed. And there you have king f6 defending e5. Okay, very complex game. Would have been interesting to play that on a rapid. Thanks for the game. Okay, Caprol, you're up next. Let's play e4. Caprol's got the Lichess patron wings. You'll love to see it. Thanks for supporting the site. Let's play a Smith-Morra Gambit, shall we? I'd say at the 2,000 plus level, a lot of people decline this Gambit. Okay, d5. I think this way of declining it is not exactly the best. I could be wrong. What do I want to do against this? Is it knight f3 or knight c3? I can't really remember. Oh, you guys got the Mora emotes in the chat. Love it. You guys must be enjoyers of Mark Esserman's content. Let's go bishop e3 because I can't spend too much longer on this. Hello, Prisoner627. Thank you for tuning in. Smith-Morra, you have my attention. Oh, it was declined. Yeah. Yeah, the decline's always a bit of a meltdown, a letdown, huh? I hear ya. Yeah, I already think I don't really have much here. I guess let's just play knight f3. We'll just develop. Yeah, shout out to Mark Esserman, one of the OG Smith-Morra Gambit players. Wrote a book on the opening. He streams a lot on Lichess. All right, this is getting quite complex here. Note I cannot take the queen. I'm pinned. That is illegal by the laws of chess. I'm just waiting for things to liquidate in the center, quite honestly. I mean, I'm kind of offering a pawn here, too. Although I wonder on takes if I can actually just castle. That might be actually a good decision. I mean, what's stopping me here? Nothing. Just the limits of my own play and the judgment of you and Lichess plays. But I know that you support my decision making, which I very much appreciate. So we're going to go for this. And the pin on the D pawn is annoying for black. I'm going to regain that pawn. How many GM norms do you have? I have one GM norm. A solitary GM norm. I got it almost 10 years ago now. Crazy. All right, so we're firmly in the middle game here. And I have the bishop pair. However, my opponent has a better pawn structure. I have more pawn islands. The D pawn is isolated. It's also passed. It's a passed pawn, but it's isolated. So this could go either way. Am I planning to pursue more GM norms? Not at the moment. You know, I always play around with the idea in my head, but it's one of those things, if I think about it too much, the answer is always like, no, it doesn't make sense to pursue it. So I think if I ever do it, it will be a conscious decision that it makes no sense to do it, but I still want to. And it might happen someday still. Okay, here. It's an interesting position. Let's play bishop. Let's play bishop here. I'm thinking about all sorts of moves here. This, rook a4, f4. Very hard to say what the best move is here. Rook a5 now, maybe? It's also like bishop d2. Let's do that. I feel like I can perhaps win a pawn here if I want. There's definitely some pressure being brought about on these knights. Like I would expect a move such as this. And I can even try to crank it up a little bit further. Rook a5 or cash in and try to go for this. But these pawns remain weak, even in the event of a liquidation. Familiar story, probably the best thing I have going for me is my time situation. I've been doing all right on the clock today against you guys. Do I like doing chess commentary? I would say I like commentating my own games and like Blitz and maybe Rapid. I don't have much experience like commentating classical chess for great lengths of time. I'd probably be decent at it, but I can't say it's the thing I'd like to focus on. Or, you know, if you gave me the option of doing that versus like just streaming, I would probably choose streaming. Okay, let's take here. We're going to cash in now. Yeah, with the time situation, this makes this a little anticlimactic, but that's okay. I did blunder bishop c2, but what can you do? Yeah, now takes, I can take here, and this will be a back ranker. Okay, thanks for the game cap roll. Let's take a quick look, because I can't quite remember what I should do here. I know this is a line. e5. Okay, bishop e3 not played too often. Knight f3 is the main move. Take, queen takes. Okay, so just going for this. Interesting. This looks kind of boring. Completely symmetric. But apparently this is how the masters like to play it, and white does score pretty well. I can see how white's a little bit better there. It's almost like that exchange Slav line we were talking about. Black's trying to equalize when they're down a move. I will note that, though, because bishop e3 doesn't seem to be the move. Engine doesn't like it. I wasn't thrilled about my position in the game. I think castling was a good decision. Yeah, it does like castling here. And I can do that because of the pin on the queen. And when black takes my knight, we add another attacker here. But I'm not going to claim that I'm much better, if at all, in the resulting position. We're actually still following one game here from 1998. Okay, interesting. I will note that for the future. Yeah, thanks, Capital. I think you just used a little too much time once we got to like around here, let's say. Position should be fine for you, but yeah, probably knight d5. This did seem kind of premature, this bishop g6 move. Thanks for the game. Antono, hey, we haven't played for a hot minute, have we? Good luck to you. This is our 9th game against one another. Yeah, my pleasure, Capital. Thanks for the game. Are you there, Anton? Another Lichess patron? Maybe not. All right, you can always re-challenge. All right, Malcolm, let's do this. Another player who I played 8 times. Good luck, Malcolm. Let's get it rocking and rolling here. Okay, I'll play a Ruy Lopez. I usually play bishop c4, but let's go for a Ruy. Mainline Ruy. Test Malcolm's knowledge here. Some old school chess. Okay, rook e1. So now I've defended this, so black usually plays b5 here because I'm threatening to take and then take on e5. Okay, d6. I'll play classical here, c3. Just the traditional variation. Okay, now this is being played kind of early. Let's play bishop c2. You usually want to retain this bishop. But typically they only play that after castling. That's the Chigorin variation. So I'm going to try to forego the h3 move, which is what you would normally play in advance of this to stop to prevent bishop g4. But here I think bishop g4, I just take. So it's already a bit of a different variation. I've never had a chance, but this dude played 8 times. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of doubt those of you who say, like, I challenge every time, but I never get paired. I kind of doubt, like, you try every week. I don't want to call people out, but these players like Malcolm and Anton and, like, Suad, Salibovic, like, they do play a lot, but they're also, like, in here every week challenging. But I swear it's random. I have no control over these pairings whatsoever. On my honor. Scout's honor. Okay, let's try to transfer the knight over to the king side. Lichess is pay to win. Always play against the donator. Okay, that could not be further from the truth, but that comment made me laugh. Okay, fianchettoed knight. Usually not great. But let's see where it goes. I think Malcolm's going to try to put the knight on c5. And let's try to angle my knights for f5, I'm thinking. Let's go here. You called me out, right? This is only my 2nd time challenging. I just had a read on you, but I appreciate you owning up to it. Did you play in a chess tournament at the Mall of America in the mid-1990s? Mid-1990s, no. I would not have been really playing chess at that point. I think I played my first chess tournament in 98. I hope you lose. That's harsh. Can you play 2 games at once? Yep. I could. All right. Let's play g5. Rook f8 was kind of a strange move. I guess Malcolm wants to bring the knight back here. He's trying to rearrange his pieces. Black's looking pretty cramped at this point, though. Ooh, f6. Is this another case of never play f6? Or is it a good idea to try to break out? Ooh, I see some really fun-looking stuff here. Like e5 and queen h5? How feasible is this, guys? I really want to play that. That's such a trap. I'm gonna do it. I don't care. Whatever the consequences are, this is too much fun. So 258 noise. Who wants me to lose? You might have a chance here, but I don't think so. I think this is probably winning for me, especially bishop h7 here. I think this is gonna be too cramped for black. Yeah, too cramped. Even if you try to decline the bishop, it's instant checkmate. We'll go here. Bishop g6 was also good. Oh, interesting, Uncooked Bird. I did go to the Mall of America, which is a famous mall in Minnesota here. I think it's the largest mall still in the U.S. I did do like a promo thing for, there was a tournament in 2005, the HB Global Championship, and I'm pretty sure some local players like did a promo at the Mall of America at that time, but that was much later than what you were describing. Okay, thanks for the game, Malcolm. Yeah, you just had kind of a cramped position. Let's see if e5 is approved by the engine. What do you guys think? Before we add the engine, let me hide this just in case someone runs the auto analysis, because anyone can run an analysis of a game on Lichess, by the way. What do you guys think? Let's do like the Emperor from Gladiator thing. Like, do you think the engine's going to say yes? Or is it going to be no on e5? The Commodus. Thumbs up or thumbs down? I don't want to influence you guys. Could black have played bishop g4 for a deflection? Yes, they could have. Probably bishop g6 was actually more accurate for me in the end. Okay, we got a variety of answers. I think it's going to be yes. I think e5 is going to be approved. I'll tell you this. I think it's going to be the top move, too. Because if that move works, it's just crushing. But let's take a look. Darn. Not even in the top 5. Remember what I said about chess humbling you guys? This game will humble you, and it will humble you quick. Should have done the thumbs down. G6, really? Okay, I didn't even consider that move. F4, queen d2. Okay, there's no way I'm playing queen d2 here. What is queen d2? B4? No. If this is going to be better for black, I'm going to be real upset. No. Oh. Really? There's nothing here? Queen h5? One time? Oh, knight d3. The buzzkill knight d3. You guys didn't see that either, did you? Don't lie. Don't lie. Knight d3 just stuffs me. Ugh. Totally stuffs me there. Takes all the wind out of our sails. All the air comes out of the room. No attack. Just down a pawn, made a foolish sacrifice. We're just left staring at the remnants of our once mighty position. Yeah, e5's no good. No good. But finding that continuation is kind of tough. I don't know why knight d3 wasn't on my radar at all. But the timing of it's interesting, right? Like, it does appear you have a small window of time to do it. And if you don't do it, it's over. And a specific continuation, you got to take with the f-pawn. So interestingly, taking this way is no good. Yeah, because of this. So that begs the question, why not do that against this? And I think the answer, you know what the answer is probably going to be? On this. And then if I go for the g6 move, because black took with the f-pawn, they have knight f6 here to defend. knight f6. Anything else, they get mated. But fortunately, they go here, attack the queen, and defend h7. So it's real precise. It's a specific defense. But once you see e5 and the attacking ideas associated with it, that's very hard to resist. So I'm going to give myself a pass on that one. But those of you who said the engine is not going to like it, you were correct. Okay, thanks for the game, Malcolm. Interesting one. Malcolm, I think you played knight a5 too early in that one, by the way. Look up the regular Chigorin in the closed Ruy Lopez. Okay, M79. I'm usually fearful of playing players with lots of random letters and numbers in their name, but this player looks legit. Okay, let's go d4. Actually playing a line that I approve of too. I wouldn't retreat the queen right away, but this is playable for black. John, will you accept my challenge if I sub? I cannot do that, sir. No. Or ma'am. There's no line cutting here. You know, I'm like the bouncer. You guys are trying to slip me like ones, fives, tens, hundreds, whatever. And I'm not even accepting it. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't let you into the club just because you grease my palms a little bit. Everyone's got to wait their turn. I can see my name when you challenge people, but I never play. Yeah, that's because I have an accept random challenge button. That's what I click here. I don't click. The order in which you guys appear has no bearing on who gets selected. Are you signed by Lichess or an employee? No, I'm not a Lichess employee. No. I am like an independent contractor, if you want to call it that, because I am getting paid for this, to be clear, but I'm not a Lichess employee, like full-time or anything. Yeah, I think that's right, Tafaska. It says Lichess only has 2 employees. A freelancer, indeed. Okay, now I'm looking for a moment to play d6. That is a threat, especially now that I've secured my bishop. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go here. All right, so I have the 2 bishops, but I think M79 is playing pretty solid here. Kicking my bishops back. Interesting position. I would still slightly take white here. This pawn is pretty annoying, but black has it firmly blockaded. Yet again, I think the biggest thing I have going for me is this massive time advantage. Okay. Let's play queen d4. We're going to centralize. Oh, I play on both Lichess and chess.com. Yeah, always have. Also on the ICC, the Internet Chess Club. That's where I recorded a lot of my early videos some 7, 8 years ago. Queen b6, interesting. Let's go here. Let's try to invite a queen trade. I am taking on double isolated pawns, but I feel like the pressure here is significant. M79 is doing great, by the way. I think there's another player whose rapid rating is higher. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, b6, though. Now I feel like I can try to start getting in. Let's go here. Annoying bishop. The classic blue ICC board. That's right. ICC is still around. That is correct. There's still some players on that site. I haven't logged in for a while. F3. I don't know if I should take that or not. Probably I should. open this up. Can I lure my opponent into this? I think it's plausible. Yeah, because rook e4 was kind of tempting, but fork on the 2 rooks there. Okay, you know what? M79, I think you played that pretty well. So, GG. I think you did just fine. These positions, I think, are a little bit cramped for black. At least you have your bishop outside the chain, but when the pawn on c4, and with the knight on c3, when the pawn is in front of the knight, that's a more promising situation for white than the traditional Scandies, where the pawn is on c2, because white has more control over d5. So I would recommend considering a different treatment against knight f3, because this is kind of the point of this move, is to try to do this d4, c4 thing. So you can play bishop g4. That's one of the main moves here. But hold off on moving your queen. I think that would be wise to do so. Thanks for the game, though. That was tough. I'm kind of curious about the evaluation, let's say in the middle game, like around here. Seems a little bit better for white, but definitely playable for you. Okay, yeah. Significant edge to white, but it didn't feel like plus 1.5 in the game. Thanks for the game. Hey, Salibovich, this is not going to please the people who claim that they challenge every week. Okay. Yeah, Sali, what was our last game? Was it this one? This is the most recent game, right? Yeah. Okay, so I need to get my revenge on Sali. We got to bust out the main repertoire. And I cannot fall behind on the clock. Sali is out for blood. All right, bishop d2. Let's play... Yeah, I can go e6 here. Let's go e6. Because knight d5 I can take. Main repertoire and play the Scandi? That's right. You know it. Now, you guys have to understand, these games didn't all happen today. Salibovich pretty much challenges every week and has been doing so for probably over a year. So those of you who are convinced that the algorithm is favoring certain players, I hope you realize that these players do show up every week in challenge. If the algorithm was actually rigged for games that are just completely for fun on Lichess plays on Sundays, that would be like the most misappropriated algorithm for little to no gain ever, right? There's no financial profit to be had here. These games are often unrated too. This one happens to be rated, but often unrated. It goes deeper than we thought, yeah. I like that emote. The Illuminati emote, Igloo Kid. Ooh, that move does not look good. Because I can take here, right? All right, Sally, what do you have in mind? Let me take this. Now I can take this one or this one. I think I'm going to take this one. We're going to grab that pawn. Now, I'm staying ahead on the clock. We can't let Sally get me too low on the clock here. Let's take. The truth is out there, yeah. I'm open to changing up the challenge system too, by the way. So I just do the accept random challenge plugin because that's what Lichess told me to do. But if we come up with a better system, I am all ears. I don't mind. But just have to understand, in a 2-hour stream, at max, I'm probably going to get a little over 20 games in. So, it's possible 80% of people challenging, if we get a lot of challenges, are not going to get a game in any given week. Okay, thanks for the game, Sally. Yeah, a couple blunders by you. I mean, maybe this position's already looking a little uncomfortable. But you're better according to the engine. Interesting. Bishop d3. But knight e5? Yeah. Wow, knight takes f2 is good here. Didn't consider that whatsoever. I guess the point with that one is if this happens, queen c5 check and win the queen. Yeah. So knight e5, I think just a little too nervy. Trying to... That being said, you could take with a bishop here, couldn't you? That did cross my mind, like trying to hold this and this. I didn't take here because I didn't like bishop takes g4, but I am on the queen. So I missed that too, that you can't take here because of the pin. So I probably could have played this better. I think queen takes d1 is actually a pretty significant mistake. I'm surprised. If we were to run the analysis, I think Lichess would give me a double question mark on that move. All right, thanks for the game, Sally. I have to be careful against you. Okay, Luobo. Look at that. A player I've never played before. Who would have guessed? Good luck to you, Luobo. Knight c3. All right, we have a King's Indian here. I'll go f3. We'll play this Zamish variation. Knight e2. I've been playing this line for a long, long time. Knight bd7. Do I play bishop e3 or bishop g5 here? I'm going to go bishop g5, actually. Trying to induce h6 and then come back here and play queen d2. And the tempo that you gain by threatening bishop takes h6 in the future can be pretty significant. Luobo is a plant? Yeah. I'm on my phone, like, messaging the mods, like, hey, they're onto us. Pair me with someone who's never played before. All right, queen d2. Or do I want to go g4? G4 is also interesting here. Because the thing about queen d2, I'm not actually threatening to take here because of queen h4. So I think I might actually go for this. This looks like a good idea. Let's do it. All admins in a call right now discussing who to pair John with next. Yeah. You guys are going to vote by committee there. Wait, there's actually a hilarious pun because luobo means carrot in Chinese, which is a plant. Can we get a confirmation on that? Because that's pretty funny. Let's go h4. I'm just gonna believe you. I'm gonna believe you. It's true. Okay, interesting position here. I can try to push h5 and induce g5 and then like lock this down and then play on the queen side and eventually try to break through. I could also try to keep options open. Let's say queen d2 next and attack this pawn, but we got to assume black's going to play king h7. But I have seen games where white goes h5, willingly allows the position to become locked, keeps the f5 outpost for later, and then plays on the queen side. That might be the best strategy here, to be honest. Let's try it. I mean, it will be interesting to see, so let's go for it. And now I'm going to play b3, and I know this looks absolutely dead, but I have a pawn break. I have a3, b4. Ooh, this one... I don't know about that. Okay, let's just go king f2. I'm okay with keeping my king in the center. The position's closed enough now that I don't foresee myself getting hurt too much. Carrot or radish? Ah, gotcha, radish. I like radishes. Radish eye. Kind of rabbit food, but They're not bad. All right, let's go queen, bishop here. Ooh, I don't think that is the way, though, because I've got this backed up. Yeah, we're eagerly awaiting the name of the next opponent and the number of games that they played before. Oh, 97. And it collapses. That's right, Zolthus. Okay, shall I take here? If my opponent really wanted to mess with me now, ooh, I think I just got my queen trapped, by the way. Like in the chat room, when the game ends, they could really put something, they could say something like, thanks for the game, John. Do I collect my check from you or Lichess? All right. Thank you, Lobo, for the game. I think this position after h5, g5 is just kind of tough for black. Like maybe they can dig in and defend, but I bet the engine is going to be giving a significant edge to white. Yeah, strategically speaking, it's more likely due to my space advantage, like having this pawn on d5, that I'm going to gradually break through. And black's pieces remain cramped. Hard for black to muster up counterplay here. I mean, this is very long term, but this might be a technical win for white, this position. So I think black has to be a little more precise in the opening, like 98. I'm not sure about this. We might still be in book here. Okay, 98 has been played. Seems like there's no consensus, though. Stats are pretty good here for white. Yeah, it looks like c5 is played more often. h6, I can see how that's a mistake because this is the whole point of bishop g5. Trying to induce h6, then coming back to e3 and going queen d2 and trying to gain that tempo for later. I got a 95% accuracy on that game. We'll take it. All right, thanks for the game. We have about 15, 20 minutes left. We'll get in a few more games here. Okay, Blaze X10. No games. No games. A new opponent. Look at that. Good luck, Blaze. Oh, and a Lichess patron. Interesting. Thank you, Blaze, for supporting the site. Are you there, though? Are you there, Blaze? Okay, we'll abort. You can always re-challenge. Red Avalanche. Okay, Red Avalanche is kind of a regular. 7th game against them. Good luck. $17.87. Would I recommend the King's Indian to lower rated? I think it's difficult. Yeah, not so much. I think Red Avalanche is not here either. Let's keep going. Andre, okay. Andre and I have played twice before. He's good. And he's in the chat. I saw him earlier. Shout out to Andre. Good luck. 2470. Trying to knock me down from 2602. Let's take this. Ooh, interesting. Okay, yeah, this gambit is intriguing. I don't know much about this gambit, but I do know that you have to be careful. You gotta be careful against this. I never remember or know like how much to respect like e5 followed by bishop takes h7. I'm gonna go h6 because I don't really want to have to calculate what happens if this occurs. You can try to trap the bishop, but then there's bishop takes g6. So we'll play like this, just kind of standard. Let's bring this here. I'm pretty sure I've done like all this before. Like I think I played games very much like this in the past. Bishop e5 here. Take, 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 take. Probably not good. I want to play that though, but I don't think that's the best square for it. Maybe queen b6. Maybe queen b6 is decent here. Queen b6 though, there's still the same issue. E5. Maybe this here. Take, take, take. Okay, let's go bishop b4. I can't spend this much time, but yeah, let's do this one. And if here, I'm going to take the rook. White might still go for that, like try to take g7 and just make this real interesting. I guess we'll find out. Just try to claim compensation. I mean, this is messy now. Okay. Is my rook going to get trapped? There, bishop h7. Okay. I could also play queen f6 here and give the exchange, although that feels... I mean, material's equal. Actually, I think I'm going to do that. I didn't plan this, but we're going to do this. Let's go here. I don't like my position anymore, though. I think I'm worse now because this is a little bit awkward for me. No doubt. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm skeptical of my play. Should I attack the bishop? Let's do it. I'd love to play c5. I'd love to get c5 in. That would be amazing. But how to do it logically? Think, John. Think. All right, I'm going to go here. We're going to give the a pawn. Doesn't take it, though. Go here. As knight's coming up. Darn. Yikes. This is trouble. This is trouble, my friends. Maybe some minor chance. I am on the rook. Can I survive? Boy, oh boy. I don't think so. This is looking rough. Maybe, though. Let's go here. Maybe. Queen's defended. Wait a second. Okay. My time is not good, though. That's definitely the big problem here. And my king is pretty open. Another big issue. I'm going down. I think. No draw. Checkmate. Not enough. Oh, good game, Andre. GG. Yeah, knocks me off for today. I think the position was kind of tough for me to play in the middle game. After bishop takes h6, it looks like white's regaining the material. Yeah, I'm worse here. Because I didn't see that on rook g8 there's this bishop h7 move. I know, I'm unfortunately still a weak 2600. That didn't do anything to unimprove my rating. Yeah, thanks for the game, Andre. I feel like I've had this exact position before. Bishop b4 is the move. Okay, e5, take. This is all best. Might be the case that this position is playable, but probably easier to play for white. And Andre seems to know what to do. I thought you could have taken on a5 here, unless I was missing something. Oh, b4 actually works. b4, take, and then c5. Wow. The in-between moves to hit the queen and open this up. That's wild. And somehow that's equal. You played g3. Yeah, I don't like this position for me. This is tough. This is tough. Yeah, thanks for the game. I think you just played well. I was doing my best, but you outplayed me. Blundered queen d4. In which position? Let me see. Oh, right here. Yeah, but I think it's really good for you at this point, even with that blunder. I actually thought you might go rook a2 here, trying to do this. But it does say rook c1, rook e1. Those are better moves. Interesting one. GG. Okay, let's try to get maybe 2 more games in. Okay, Ali Jam, good luck to you. How tired do you get of people asking if you'll try for GM someday? I'm cool with it. It's no problem. Let's transpose to like a Pirtz Modern. Bishop c4. Ooh, and now this is a typical mistake because of this move. Have I seen The Expanse? No. Heard of it? Haven't seen it. Check. This is okay to play because black does not have queen takes g5, which is a move that can spoil things otherwise. Now, I wonder on here, if I can actually like win somehow. Queen d7. Like this might be vaguely playable. There's also knight takes h7 though against that. Black goes there, but that I think is probably going to lose pretty routinely now. Queen takes g6 also on the way. How tired do you get of people asking frequent questions in indirect ways? I kid. Yeah, all good. Now we'll take the queen and too much material. Okay, thank you, Ali Jam, for the game. Just got to remember bishop g4. You know, in general, I think you should be a little skeptical of playing your bishop out to the same side of the board that you fianchetto the other bishop. That has some issues because even if I play like h3, you can't go bishop h5 because the bishop gets trapped. So, yeah, bishop takes f7, though. It's pretty crushing. I guess I would try my luck with bishop takes d4 here, but it's not pretty. But the one thing you have going for you is on this here, this is actually not so bad for you now because I can't take the bishop due to the queen hanging. All right, thank you. And you guys know the drill if you've watched Lichess Plays. We're doing our final game. It's the blindfold game. You guys seem to like ending with the blindfold game. We've gotten some positive feedback on this. I've been doing it for a while. It's always challenging for me. I hope I don't get paired with Andre again. Let's go. Whoever I play. Solomon, 1911. Never played you before. I'm playing black. Let's do this if you're there. Okay. They are there. I'll play Scandi. Busting out the A repertoire. Just like I had to do against Salibovic. All right, let's take this. Okay, so you guys aren't going to be able to see the board, of course. But if you want to see it, feel free to follow me on Lichess. Go observe me on Lichess. Takes. Let's take with the pawn. We're going to unbalance this position a little bit. White playing very quickly. Okay with that. That is fine by me. I'm pretty comfortable with these setups, like pawn structure like this. We've had some trades. So the queen's on d3. Okay, so I got to keep that in mind. Let's play... Let's go f5. Pawn c3, okay. We'll go rook over. Now I'm hitting this pawn. This is tough, because I don't want to get into a time pressure situation out of this. Absolutely not. Let's go rook here, maybe? I want to go knight f6, but I don't want to be hit with bishop g5. Okay, plays knight g5. Let's go here. So that defends this pawn. Also, I think this is held. Looks pretty good. Goes back. Okay, now I can work this in here. I feel like I'm getting somewhere. I'm hitting this pawn. Bishop comes to e3. Let's play this here. Defended by the queen. Queen comes back to e2. Okay. So that pawn's on c3, king's on b1. Let's go here. I think the a pawn's still on a2. I'm going to try to double up my rooks. Wants a knight trade. Nah, let's keep the knights on board. I feel like my knight has more potential for now. Okay, take. Takes with the queen. f4? How good is f4 here? Seems interesting. Offers a draw. No. I can't take a draw. Absolutely not. Declined. I'm going down swing. You're going to have to beat me. Okay. But now I take here, right? Or should I? Yeah, let's take. Okay, go here. Wait, are my rooks doubled? Where? Oh, this rook's here. Yeah, okay. I played it to e8. I was like, where's my rook? h5. I don't know. Let's go here. Knight e4. Okay, take you. Take. We're getting some trades now. Took with the rook. Okay. Bring this in. Now, am I going to win this pawn? I think so. I see the position pretty clearly. It was queen h7. Take. Am I on the rook? Yeah, I was. Okay. All right, let's give it a check. Endgame now. We're in the endgame, folks. Hurry, John. Trying to bust through with my pawns. Take that. I think I'm running my opponent out of moves. This is good. This is a win. This is winning. Wait a second. Rook g4, king e... Oh, king e3. Okay. Whew. I might not make it on the clock, but this is winning. King d3? Ugh. Yeah, I'm not going to make it on the clock. Oh, wait. Take? Oh, they've resigned. I'm up a rook in the end. Did they just blunder the rook? I might have actually won that with my 2.5 seconds because the position was highly simplified. But they might have been kind there too, yeah. I was hoping they would take with the rook and then I could trade rooks. Yeah, they might have thrown me a bone there. Rook g4. Interesting. Yeah, thanks for the game. Tough one, Solomon. You really pushed me on the clock there. I thought when I played f4, you should actually go queen f3. Let's see what the computer thinks. Ooh, queen e5, g takes. Okay, it doesn't buy this f4 move. Doesn't say that's good. Yeah, interesting. Glad you guys like this game. Probably pretty close to a draw here, but I did notice, I was pretty sure about this, that this rook was undefended because white played king b1 earlier. So that's what prevents white from winning this pawn back. I thought when I played king d7, you would go rook f7, though, and try to win this pawn. I couldn't calculate this, but I was hoping that this pawn would just be fast enough to give you problems. I think this is a technically winning endgame. Close to it. Maybe c5 isn't accurate. Yeah, I should push the g pawn first, probably. But yeah, this should be winning. Up 2 pawns now, and the problem is white can't really trade. Definitely e5 should not be played, rook over, but you had a fork on the rook and the queen. Where? With the c pawn? Oh, we mean this one? There's queen takes e6, which comes with check. Okay. Nice little game to end this session. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Lichess Plays. Always a pleasure. Glad I got to play, how many games? How many did we get in today? It's usually right around 20. Okay, 18. A little bit light, but some games go longer. Congratulations to Andre for winning that game. Really well played game by him, I got to say. And I hope to see you guys next week. I'll also be streaming on my own channel. Feel free to check it out. It's just John Bartholomew on both Twitch and YouTube. I'm frequently streaming and posting content. Yeah, you all take care. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in on both Twitch and YouTube. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys. Have a good one.